Hello and welcome back to episode 14 of my Endwalker playthrough. Let's jump straight back into this. We have survivors to find and they could freeze to death if they haven't already. Emily... Good lord, I only heard that yesterday and I've already forgotten his name again. I'm terrible with names. I've said this before. I will say it again before the end of this series. Is, as usual, milling about aimlessly. What ho, chums? I've been given something to do, have you? As it happens, I too have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like a rather tall order. Alizé, that's a sick burn. Since you ask, where to scout the Eblan Rhyme for survivors? What? Wandering around the ice field on the off chance you'll find someone? You'd take forever to finish your job without the benefit of my expertise, or more specifically, my telescope. Come friends, I know just the spot to begin our search. Wait, is he actually going to be useful? I'll probably regret this, but we may as well humour him. No fates nearby. Oh. We are heading this way. There's an ether current. We shall let music play. Let's leave the map up so I can keep an eye out for fates. Because the sooner we can get 6 fates done, the better. The few buildings I can see don't appear to be residents. Still, they may warrant investigation though. I'm surprised by how many wild beasts there are roaming about the place. Perhaps now the soldiers are gone, they're free to wander and forage as they please. I spy with my little telescope a massive sheep thing, or maybe it's a cow. Not what we're after, either way. Is that an apricot? Oh no, just a wind spirit. Other than that, it's all snow, snow, snow. But lo, what do I see over yon hillock? There's no mistaking it. That's a girl. A survivor? Show me. Over there behind that tree, it looks like she's running away from something. Though surely not us. She wouldn't even know we were here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell is that she's wearing pale green dress, a rather fetching one at that. She'll be long gone by the time we get anywhere near. But we should be able to follow her footprints. I'll let Lucia know where you're heading. Oh, and take these warming tinctures with you. The poor girl must be chilled to the bone, if not on the verge of freezing to death. That's actually very thoughtful, thank you. But won't you need some for yourself? Oh no, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honour demands no less. And lest we forget, the very reason we are here is to protect those in need. Now go, and Godspeed. Well, I don't doubt that he wants to protect her. He wants to protect her because she's a her. Ah, this is familiar. That's a thing. What's the betting? That's a rank. These footprints appear to be the same as those you saw previously, and they lead towards the building. Yeah, I can already see Alice A and Alphino over there. Is that an A rank? Am I right in that? Nope. Just a standard mob. According to the label here, this place was this place was used by those involved with extracting civilian. We need civilian. We're getting closer, I'm sure of it. At first, we thought she had gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look like it's been opened in some time. She might still be nearby, so we'll keep looking around here. Then again, it's also possible she ran right past this place. Would you mind going or searching up ahead? We're going to get our own spyglass out. The girl in the green dress anxiously surveys her surroundings. Were you to call out to her from this distance, it might attract wild beasts to your location. It will be safe to getting closer first, but you must do so without drawing her attention. Follow the girl from a safe distance. Alright, it's this again. I see another tree and a rock in the distance. What is the maximum distance, though? No, it's just a red peacock. There's no one here. I probably would have been better off running up the other side of that spine. Those beasts spot me, I'm done for. Gotta keep going, or something something. Phew, still in one piece. Excuse me. Who are you? Stay back. This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow this place sky high. Please, we just want to talk. I am Alphano. This is my sister Alize and our good friend Nathan. And we have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. You have my word. Well, I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones responsible for all of this. You did this to us. We didn't, I promise you. One of the reasons we came was to find out what was happening here, in fact. The Telophoroids are the ones to blame. They're the ones who laid waste to Garlemald, and they won't stop until they've destroyed the entire world. They're the enemy, our enemy. On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who had been made their thralls. Those poor souls are now in our care, and we're striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we met who wasn't already enslaved. How were you able to escape the Telophoroid's influence? She must have the echo. And are there any others like you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? My name is Lysiana. As for how I've managed to stay sane, I've been asking myself the same question ever since that night and the roar, that terrible roar, and then the screams. I was screaming too, I think. Not sure, I can't remember. Apologies for the shouting outside. I can hear it through my headphones, but it doesn't look like my mic's picking it up. Or at least not particularly well. Then came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare, though that may be the fighting. Though that may be the fighting had stopped. I stepped outside. Thought that it may be the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. If your hells are real, I saw one that day. I ran, past friends, people I'd known all my life, eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent, so I saw them struggle with soldiers, but didn't stay to watch. I fled as far as my legs would take me. Do you have family here? Is this their home? No, this is the Victor's Spoil, a mansion for retired soldiers. Or it was, but now me and a few others are borrowing it. As for the explosives, I was making that up. I just wanted to keep everyone safe, and I didn't know if you were... The truth is, our supplies are running low. You say you're here to help, can you? Of course, whatever assistance we can provide, we will. Thank you. I'd better tell the others first, though. Wait here. A house full of people with the echo. Is this everyone? Lysiana says you can be trusted. But these are desperate times. We'd be fools to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, were you to provide us with the means of heating the place, as a sign of goodwill, perhaps we could take you at your word. If that's too much to ask, then leave us be. Time to put my firewood gathering skills to use. Could you provide the spark with a little magic, Alize? We'll have a fire burning in no time. May we build it under the gazebo? The what? Oh, you mean the bower? Yes, yes. Do as you will. She is being very wary, which is understandable. Long way away, need not worry. Not going to make it to that in time. What I will probably end up doing is, after today's episode, which may go for another 2 or 3 quests, depending on how quickly these go along, I will then go around with my Gunbreaker trying to grab 6 fates so that I can get the mount speed boost. Sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I hope things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I'll leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they are in far worse state than me. We plan to look for somewhere warmer with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health, which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help for them? I mean, yes, I could change to a scholar. What they need most is a decent meal. We threw back a camp, but there's distance to consider. All's well, with food in my belly and a song in my heart. I can feel my fingers again. ... I can treat their frostbite and their wounds, but it'll take time for the fire to do its work. And now would be a good occasion to make use of the tinctures, the ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Would you make sure everyone gets one? The numbness is beginning to subside, though I suspect that once the fire dies, it will return with a vengeance. Being gifts from the notoriously unreliable what's-his-face, it is highly doubtful this concoction will have the intended effect. If only there were willing and, more important, unwitting volunteers on whom to test it. Warming tinctures? I've never heard of such a thing. No harm to try. But tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling it seems absurd after what's happened, but it's nothing but ruins now. The few buildings still stand offer no more than mere protection from the wind and snow. Food production, water purification, and magitech that sustained us has all come to a grinding halt. What machina there remains operational cannot be run for lack of civilium. Of course, the Civilium Ingus is full of this stuff for all the good it does us. No one here knows the first thing about the extraction or refinement. All's well, yes, never better. Oh, what sweet liberation is this? Is it poison by any chance? Haha, 'twas a joke, ha ha ha. If I laugh, 'tis that I may not weep, so said the poet. And alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fall. We are the blessed damned to bear witness to the fall of the great empire, while our breath lies dead our lives on a puppet of flesh. First came the war, then came the roar. When the morning came, Garlemord was no more. In a cacophonic? In a cataphonic? It's close. Having read of gunfire, cacophony of gunfire, explosions and screams was our beloved capital razed to the ground. I've actually never seen that word written before. From the rubble rose the dishevelled remains, their lavish fiery cakes in ash, as they shuffled mindlessly towards the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering perhaps to the architects of destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But I know better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience, preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. What do you want? A tincture? May as well drink it, I suppose. Oh, so that is a radio. This? It's a radio. You don't have them where you're from, I take it? We use them to listen to messages sent by others over great distances. There are different types, but this model is by far the most popular. Made with quality components crafted with the finest ore, sourced from lock animals as it is. Not all that useful since the capital fell into ruin. The people at the broadcast station must have either fled or ended up like the others, because all we've been hearing is the same music playing over and over again. Home beyond the horizon, an ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral homeland of Lox Animus. We may have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, but we always hoped to take back what was once ours. 'Tis a solemn reminder that we must suffer great hardship. Better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe that Empire Varys yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. It was a cunning strategy, faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Yes, I'm sure of it. Emperor Varys would not be defeated so easily. Don't say anything. Okay. Don't contradict a man's hope, even if we know it to be false. What's that? So this is what you gave the others. Thank you. I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Are you part of the group staying in the Latrum? I saw Legatus Vergrant's troops heading towards the Magna Glacier a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Camp Broken Glass, you call it. The Vigriel and her men are all there now. So how did you reach the Magna Glacier? Did you cross the mountains on foot? Airships? Then there might be a way to... Yeah, of course those aren't the only people. Lisi... Oh, god damn it. How did I pronounce it earlier? Because I was happy with that. Licinia, where is everyone? Is something the matter? A voice from inside, you say? You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. Perhaps a baby Ulmast has found its way into the house. It wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlement. Some have been known to attack people, too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat a legatus, then surely a few beasts shouldn't pose a threat. If you have mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head over to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of trappers living there, peoples whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what I can tell. I've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange. Lots of food. And that's something we don't have and can't get in our own. On top of that, to even reach their den, we have to make our way past all those creatures. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the tappers. No, let's not call out the fact we know she's lying. She's lying to protect whoever's on the inside. We don't need to engage with that. If it's ceruleum you need, then ceruleum you shall have. Thank you so much. To reach the tapper's den, you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to take the long way around. Finding the entrance can be a bit tricky, so it's easier just to look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. Let us head over. I could pop to that one, but it's going to take a little while. Nah, we'll stick with the original plan that we had at the start. Because I'm going to have to get myself some lunch after I've recorded this episode anyway. Sorry, we interrupt your regularly scheduled chill music for some combat. Okay, we only need one of them. Damn it, we only needed one of them, we accidentally pulled the other. Oh, that reminds me of something I forgot to do. I forgot to unlock the 2-star hunt quests and then refresh my bills. We absolutely do want to be making sure we collect all the overcurrents as we go along. Because if the pattern holds true to how they did it last time, then basically we'll be here in Garlemord until we've finished all of these. So I should make sure I'm collecting the overcurrents as we go along, and I can complete these quests as and when they come up. Who goes there? How did you find us? What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? If the purebloods over at Victor's Spoils, having given away our location, you'll never have found us. Those stuck-up arseholes. Thought they could come waltzing in here demanding civilian with nothing to offer in return. Ha! Looks like the boot's on the other foot now. The capital's gone to shite. So they've resorted to sending you to negotiate. I know your game, sellsword. If they think I will give you or give in to intimidation, they got another thing coming. Oh, why'd you have to be like that? Now I'm going to have to knock your heads. And it's going to hurt. For you, mostly. Please stop. Consider me intimidated. There you are. Just after you left, Lucinia asked me to go and catch up with you, just in case you needed a hand. Someone must have let slip that I have a little experience transporting barrels of civilium. So this is the tapper's den. Well then, after you. Who are you? What happened to the guards? Eorzean and rebels here to save the people of Garlemord? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why the hell would you pass up the why the hell would you pass up this chance to put those Imperial bastards to the sword? Let me guess. You're not you're not Garlean. You were brought here from another land. Gayabania, Yanaxa, Bosja, Dalmasca, to name but a few. Some dragged here against our wills, others fed bollocks about better lives, or put to work in extracting civilium. Or given the esteemed title of Ain, or Anne, placing us firmly on the bottom rung of the ladder. But the old hierarchies mean nothing in the new Garlemord, says we. About the only thing that escapes more or less unscathed is Civilium Ingus, still sustaining us, even without our paymasters out of the picture. We hear your experts are drawing up civilium from the bottom of the lake, but how can you do that if it's frozen over? Wouldn't you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. At any rate, it's not as if civilium is used for much these days, what with the city in ruins. We take enough to power our heaters and save the surplus for later. And though it helps stave off the cold, it does sod all about our hunger, unless we can trade it away. Speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingent we've got civilium by the barrelful if they're interested. We'll exchange it for whatever provisions they are willing to spare. We can certainly ask, but if you're all free to go, why carry on living here? Free to go? Go where? Even if we manage to get back to our homelands, there'll be nothing left for us, thanks to the Empire, and the knowledge and skill we acquired working here would be practically useless outside of Garlemord. So we're staying here for the time being. As long as there's a need for civilian, we'll find a way to get by, even if Garlemord as we know it is gone for good. Gone for good. If you're worried why we post guards outside, it's because we've had trouble with other refugees. I don't mean the ones at Victor's Spoils. Some of them come bearing weapons and won't take no for an answer. As for the two guards you met on the way in, tell them what I'll tell them what we've discussed, once they've recovered from the beating you gave them. Come to think of it, maybe we should ask your contingent to send some bandages and healing balms. Regardless of what the Ilsabard contingency does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be cause for celebration, while for others, their whole way of life has been turned upside down. After the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it's for the best that it is consigned to the history. But what of the ordinary people, their lives, their stories? Should they be forgotten too? I suppose there'll be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum. Very well, let us continue. The fire we built at Victor's spoils won't last forever, and it's too dangerous for Lucina and the others to search for more kindling. If we can go get some ceruleum, that'll be one less thing to worry about, for a time at least. Jorik is amicable to making a deal. Amicable. So you've come seeking ceruleum, have you? What? Those purebloods up at Victor's spoils sent you? To turn to their enemies for help. They must be more desperate than I thought. Then again, Lucinia's got her little sister to think about. A sister? But we only saw Lucinia and 3 men. It's possible she died from whatever was ailing her. If she needs treatment, I doubt there'll be any way to get it around here. I may have refused Lucina at first, thinking she would come back with something to exchange, but I can spare them a bottle's worth of ceruleum. Consider it a reward for introducing me to the rest of your contingents. Be sure to send them our way, you hear? Sip tea. Wet my whistle. I can't for the life of me think of why Lucinia would keep her sister a secret from us, but we can ask about that after we deliver this ceruleum. Come on, let's hurry back. Oh, there's a fate. It's nearby. We might make it in time. It would likely get cut, but nonetheless, in which case, yeah, we'll easily make it in time. We-do-do, gunbreaker. We need you up. We need that up. Okay, we'll have to run our way over. Oh! I see you. I don't think I can get you from this side, though. I think I've got to run along from the other direction. Yeah, no way we're making it up there. Well, we'll collect that while we're here, but we'll cut out most of the running for you. Incidentally, so the way that I've been basically trying to speed up my editing of all of this stuff is when I'm going through the videos, I'm looking for particular types of content, particular types of things, and I'm just looking for large sections of silence. And if I see a large section of silence, I decide whether or not I want to be editing that section of silence out. So as it stands, this particular section is probably still going to be in because I'm still talking. But it is speeding up the process. It also helps that, by and large, I've been keeping in the first time I visited an area, to give a feel for the aesthetic terrain and the music. That was number 4. It's a little hard to judge nowadays, or for this particular expansion, as to whether or not the Aether Currents are deliberate or are as easy to find as they were in the last expansion, or if they have decided to put some slightly out the way again. Because there was some like back and forth as to like how much people liked particular things. And of course they've all disappeared, but the problem is they have Alphino with them and they don't realise that Alphino is perfectly capable of defending himself. This isn't right, it's too quiet. I would have thought Alphino would still be treating them by the fire, but they're nowhere to be seen. I'll look inside the house, you search outside. They can't have gone far. What are they doing around here? Oh, they picked a fight with Alphino and lost. God damn it all. They asked me to help carry the supplies, but when I followed them back here, they attacked me. Caught me off guard, forced me to defend myself. I fear they fared rather worse than me. You can't fool us. We know about what you're about. Vultures, that's what you are. Waiting in the wings for us to show weakness, then you'll swoop. Here to help? What rot. All a ploy. To make us lower our guard. Let you in, put ourselves at your mercy, put us in chains, steal our land, get your revenge. You're wrong. That's not what any of us want. Save the arguments for later, we've got bigger problems. I found empty medicine bottles in the bed that was still warm. It's true, Lucinia was hiding her sick sister inside the house. But now there's no sign of either of them. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours. If you think we'll tell you, you're fools. I'll never give up my people. We're trying to help them, you idiot. Her sister's ill. The empty bottle proves it. So the medicine ran out, or she put it in her pocket to make it easier to carry, or to avoid the sound of clinking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To protect them from you. You invaded our homeland, tainted with the same sorcery used to slay our countrymen. A Garlean should sooner die than suffer the insult. Better for them to flee to keep their purity intact than be corrupted by your vile magics. We were waiting for a chance to free them, since the moment you arrived. This is getting us nowhere. I can't say how Lucinia and her sister will react when we find them, but find them we must. Go on without me, both of you. I need to tend to my injuries, then theirs. I will join you in the search afterward. Alright, be careful. We'll do our best to find them quickly. There's only one path out of here, so that's where we'll start. Two sets of fresh footprints. A young woman, judging by their size. This is definitely them. Come on. The trail stopped at the frozen lake. Perhaps they chose this route so as not to leave footprints. I can't think of any other reason. Look at this place. It's crawling with beasts. And I can only imagine how hard it must be for her alien sister to come across the ice. We could really do with Alphino's help, but we can't afford to wait for him. Let's split up and look for clues. That's a big-ass area to be looking for clues. That includes part of the pipe. There's one. I just want to check to make sure they haven't hidden something down that bit there. Half-buried piece of paper. The wet paper, half buried in the snow, appears to be a flyer for a theatre group. Although the run of the show's advertisers long since ended. Fresh blood. The blood stained in the snow appears to be fresh. Judging by the amount, the victims may have been severely wounded. The trail of blood leads southeastward. There's something over there. Little trees. I imagine if I was a scholar, this alien action would apply the I'm healing you effect. The two bodies are already cold.
Blood trail. We found one. They were attacked.
They already dead.
No. Why wouldn't they?
Safer to brave the wilds than trust in our magic. We should have... I should have... We can't leave them like this. We have to take them home.
What if we're only making it worse?
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold.
I'm not sure rain should be possible in this kind of terrain.
I heard the story about Varus's voice from beyond the grave. Of course, I didn't believe it, but Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there is something to the tale after all. I want to understand. So I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right. You had every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
There must have been something we could have done. But what? Should we have never come here? Would they still be alive if we hadn't? Well, we will leave it there for today. We're at 54 minutes as it is, although we're probably cutting a couple of minutes out of that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. It's time I got myself some lunch, but hopefully I will see you next time. Cheerio.